3 years ago, I was contracted by the council to do an exhibition on Charles Howard-Bury and the 1921 reconnaissance mission, which forms the basis of this talk. Also, while I'm not a mountaineer, I was in Tibet back in 2007. I didn't take the hard route, I took the train from Beijing to Lhasa, but I have some familiarity with the landscape and the Tibetan plateau and the general area. But to fill in the gaps in my knowledge, we took advantage of the last speaker, Frank Nugent, a world-class mountaineer, and I hope you don't mind me saying, a very nice guy, Frank, who gave us, and you'll see a few clips from Frank in the talk as well, talking about the mountaineering aspects of it, what it's like to work at that altitude, and Howard-Bury's significance within the wider context of Everest exploration. So this is the shameless bit of self-promotion. That's on RTÉ at the moment, every Sunday nights at 7:30, if you want to tune in. We're on to episode 3 this Sunday night, which has a strong Westmeath connection, even though it's Athlone, not Mullingar. Right, there's the man we're here to talk about, Charles Howard-Bury. I won't go into much detail on his background and his life, because Ruth obviously covered it so well. But we'll just, because the photos are so great, I'll overlap slightly with Ruth's talk. That's one of his trips, obviously, a postcard. One of the things we did 3 years ago is there was over 1,000 photographic plates and negatives in Mullingar Library, which we had digitised, and they're now available to researchers and to the public, or to anybody who wants to peruse them. And there's some fascinating material in there. Now, this 1913, I just want to give you a sense of his travels beforehand. Ruth was talking about the Tian Shan Mountains, and just to give a bit of context, this is Kyrgyzstan and this is China and Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. So he started off in the Xinjiang area of China, and this is the route he took. There's a couple of routes. Even to this day, people are unsure of his exact route, but we know he took along the top here, going towards the cities of Tashkent and Samarkand, cities that are famous in antiquity, well, especially Samarkand because of its location on the old Silk Route. There are some of the just general photos he took of transport in the area, the mountains themselves. He was always a good photographer of people's daily lives, and that's women preparing a tent. Somewhere along his journey, various people he encountered along the way. There's Agu beginning his journey to being on a wall in a Mullingar hotel. Poor guy. So that's him at his cutest, I think. As Ruth said, he got bigger and bigger very quickly, and it just like the reading about the account of him being carried on the train is mental, to be honest. So he eventually ended up coming back, and he used wrestle, as Ruth was saying, or Charles Howard-Bury would, I don't know if Agu was too disposed to be wrestling people, but he was forced into it by Charles Howard-Bury, but he became too aggressive and ended up in Dublin Zoo. More photos from Tian Shan. And that's not of Charles Howard-Bury, but that is one. He was in, as Ruth said, the Great German Offensive of 1918. He was captured